October 14th. I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. Both horse and driver he has hurled into the sea. Exodus 15:1. At the time of Israel's deliverance from slavery, Egypt was probably the superpower of the Middle East, both financially and militarily. And yet, in the span of less than a year, Egypt was reduced to poverty and misery by God's mighty works on behalf of his people. God did this by sending 10 plagues upon Egypt, followed by the coup de grace at the Red Sea. However, these were not arbitrary actions on God's part. The encounters that took place to defeat Egypt were not between Moses and Pharaoh. They weren't even between God and Pharaoh. Rather, they were between the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the idols and deities of Egypt. Here is a brief list of the deities that were judged by the Lord in the plagues. 1. The Nile turning to blood was judgment against Hapi, the god of the Nile, Khum, the guardian of the Nile source, and Osiris, whose bloodstream was the Nile. 2. The plague of frogs judged Heket, the goddess of fertility, whose head was a frog. 3. The plague of lice was judgment against Geb, the god of the earth. 4. The plague of flies judged Khepri, the god of creation and rebirth, whose head was a fly. 5. The plague on livestock was judgment against Hathor, the goddess of love and protection, whose head was a cow. 6. The plague of boils judged Sekhmet, the goddess of healing. 7. The plague of hail was judgment against Nut, the goddess of the sky. 8. The plague of locusts judged Seth, the god of storms and disorder. 9. The plague of darkness was judgment against Ra, the sun god, and Thoth, the moon god. 10. The plague of death of the firstborn judged Pharaoh, who was considered the son of Ra. Finally, the destruction of the Egyptian army at a place called Baal Zephon demonstrated the defeat of a powerful deity known as Lord of the North or Lord of Hidden Things, and also considered Lord of the Sea and of the Storm. Spiritual warfare today, as it was in the time of the Exodus, consists of defeating the hidden forces of darkness that are behind visible evils, and then seeing God's kingdom manifested on the earth. Today's decree: the Lord is highly exalted, and he has already defeated every spiritual force of darkness that is behind today's evils.